Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is April 18th, 2023, and it's reported that Lionel Messi's family have requested the registration of their kids in the school that they used to attend in the city of Barcelona. Also, the club have identified two new strikers that could be joining the club this summer. And finally, Fabricio Diaz, the Uruguayan pivot that Barcelona are considering, has met with the club. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, I would just like to remind you to please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button on this video. And also, if you are looking for any Barcelona merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag where they have the biggest selection of Barcelona gear. The link is down below in the description. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Joan Laporta gave the long-awaited press conference where he discussed all the findings of the internal investigation that Barcelona did in regards to the hiring of the former referee José María Enríquez Negreira. And I have made a specific video summarizing the entire press conference that I uploaded yesterday. So if you want to know what exactly the Barcelona president said during this press conference, make sure to check out that video. Now, in the press conference, Joan Laporta also went on the offensive, announcing that there are currently 20 pending lawsuits against journalists and media outlets who are defaming Barcelona in the media. And he also went after Javier Tebas in La Liga and also against Real Madrid, who have filed an official request to join the lawsuit against Barcelona as a party because they claim that they were prejudiced by Barcelona hiring Enríquez Negreira. Now, Joan Laporta said in the press conference that he couldn't believe Real Madrid were claiming that they were being prejudiced by the hiring of Enríquez Negreira because, as Joan Laporta said, Real Madrid are the team of the regime. And he also pointed to the fact that for the past 70 years, the presidents of the committee of referees and even the referees themselves have always been former Real Madrid players, Real Madrid club members, or even former Real Madrid board of director members. Now, Real Madrid have fired back at Joan Laporta by releasing a disturbing and disgusting video on their Twitter account, where it's a manipulative video that makes it seem that Barcelona were the team of the former Spanish dictator Francisco Franco. Now, this claim, of course, is factually incorrect and has no basis in history. Barcelona were not the team of the dictator Franco, and in fact, Franco was very much opposed to Catalonia and the Catalan identity and a desire of Catalonia to separate from Spain. And in fact, many Catalans and all people in Catalonia lived during a very dark time under the Franco dictatorship, where there were a lot of kidnappings, tortures, executions, and assassinations. And the fact that Real Madrid are willing not only to lie about the history of Spain, but to also make this video claiming that Barcelona were the team of Franco is absolutely disgusting. And it's an insult to all the families who had family members getting disappeared during the Franco period because their ties to Catalonia or because of their Catalan identity. Now, the Franco dictatorship in Spain is one of the darkest eras in the history of Spain, and the fact that Real Madrid are willing to use this very dark era and bring those memories up and lie about the history of Spain in order to look like they're the victim is absolutely shameful. It's disgusting, and it proves that Real Madrid are indeed a shameless club. Now, Barcelona have already requested from Real Madrid to take that video down, and also there's talks about the government of Catalonia even bringing a lawsuit against Real Madrid for the lies that they're spreading online and for all the disgusting things that they're currently doing. Now, of course, this is not the first video that Real Madrid have released ever since the whole Negreira case started. Real Madrid TV have been very proactive or very busy with producing videos about referees where they highlight all the mistakes that those referees made against Real Madrid and all the mistakes that they made in favor of Barcelona to make it look like Real Madrid have always been victims of bad refereeing and the referees have always favored Barcelona. In fact, Javier Tebas, La Liga's president, who is, of course, a Real Madrid supporter and the biggest hater of Barcelona, even had to call Real Madrid out because what Real Madrid were doing or are still doing are staining La Liga and staining referees. And in fact, there's even talk about referees going on strike because they're tired about how they're being portrayed in the media. because of course that does affect their integrity, and after all, they're only trying to do their job. But here we go, Real Madrid and their media outlets launching this campaign to make it seem that Barcelona are bribing referees, and in doing this, they are also hurting the referees themselves, because of course they're saying that the Spanish referees have no integrity and are willing to rule in favor of Barcelona for a little bit of money. Now on to the news that Adrian Sanchez, a reporter out of Barcelona, has dropped a huge bombshell, and that's that Lionel Messi's family have requested some slots in a school in the city of Barcelona where Messi's kids used to attend. So that seems to mean that Messi is looking to register his kids in their former school in the city of Barcelona, which kind of gives us an idea about the intention of the player to return to the city of Barcelona, which of course confirms all the reports from the Argentinian media reporters who were saying that Lionel Messi wants to come back to Barcelona next season. Now, does this mean that Messi will for sure be wearing the Barcelona jersey next season? It doesn't. Of course, Barcelona still need to figure out a formula to sign Messi, and we still have to see whether Javier Tebas in La Liga will allow Barcelona to sign Messi as a player next season. But of course, it's a huge indicator of Lionel Messi's intention to come back to Barcelona, because why else would he want to register his kids in a school in the city of Barcelona if he wasn't planning to come back? Now on to the news that Vitor Roque's entourage are encouraging the player to make a move to Europe, even if it means not joining FC Barcelona. Now it seems that Vitor Roque's entourage are worried that if the player waits for another season in Brazil, that he can end up getting stuck in the Brazilian league, because of course a lot of things can happen in 1 year. The player could suffer an injury. Maybe he could have a season where he doesn't have that good numbers, statistically speaking, which would turn off the interest in him from other clubs. Or maybe even the European clubs who are interested in him might end up finding alternatives in other players. So Vitor Roque's entourage are encouraging him to make a move to Europe this summer, even if it means not joining Barcelona. Now, Vitor Roque's number one option is, of course, to join FC Barcelona, but the club are still not sure whether they're going to be able to afford the 45 to 50 million euro tag that Atletico Paranaense have set for the player. So Vitor Roque's entourage are encouraging him to consider other options. And of course, there are plenty of options in Europe interested in Vitor Roque, including Arsenal, who are reportedly will be making an official offer in the upcoming days. Now, even if Barcelona cannot sign Vitor Roque, they're still eager to bring another center forward who could be Lewandowski's substitute and eventually the starting center forward once Lewandowski leaves the club. So Barcelona have encouraged their scouts to continue looking for center forwards in the market, and it seems that Barcelona scouts have uncovered two very interesting options that Barcelona are considering. And those options are Rasmus Højlund and Gift Orban. Now, Rasmus Højlund is a 20-year-old center forward who currently plays for the Serie A team Atalanta, and he has been dubbed the Atalanta Haaland because his coach says that he has very similar characteristics to Haaland, where he's tall, and despite being tall, he has very low center of gravity, and he is very fast, and he can move his legs very fast as well. Now, Højlund has scored 8 goals in the Serie A so far, and he scored 5 goals in 2 matches with his national team, Denmark. And scouts are sure that Barcelona could sign Højlund for a moderate fee. And it's reported that Højlund is Barcelona's favorite option out of these two. Now, the second option is Gift Orban, who's a Nigerian center forward who's also 20 years old. And he's currently playing for the Belgium team, Ghent. And so far, he has scored 17 goals in 16 matches, which is, of course, very impressive numbers for such a young player. Now, on to the news that Barcelona have met with Fabricio Diaz's agent. Now, I mentioned Fabricio Diaz several weeks ago. He is a 20-year-old Uruguayan pivot who currently plays for Liverpool de Montevideo. And Barcelona have been tracking this player for quite some time because they consider that he could be a good alternative for Busquets, given that he has very good passing ability, he has very good positioning on the field, and he's also a very technical player. Now, Barcelona have met with Fabricio Diaz's agent, and it's reported that Barcelona could sign the player for around 6 million euros, which is, of course, very much affordable for the club. but Barcelona have yet to make a final decision, and they will continue to study whether Fabricio Diaz will be a good fit in Barcelona. Now we will end today's video with two brief updates. The first one is that Barcelona are set to schedule a meeting with Ousmane Dembélé in the upcoming days to begin talking about his contract extension. Now, Dembele's contract will expire in the summer of 2024, and he currently has a 50 million euro release clause. So if any club wants to take him, all they have to do is pay the 50 million euros, which only 25 of those would go to the club, with the other 25 going to Dembele himself. And of course, Dembele wants to remain in Barcelona, and Xabi wants to keep Dembele on the squad. So it's reported that the club will be scheduling a meeting in the upcoming days to sit down with Dembele and his agent in order to begin his contract negotiations. Now, the second update is that it seems that Pep Guardiola has requested that Manchester City do a bigger effort to try to renew the contract of İlkay Gündoğan, because Pep Guardiola considers Gündoğan as a very important piece of his squad. And it seems that Manchester City, after hearing from Pep Guardiola, they're now willing to do everything in their power to try to extend the contract of Gündoğan, which expires at the end of the season. Now, Barcelona and Gündoğan are in advanced talks to try to sign the Turkish-German midfielder this upcoming summer as a free agent. But of course, Gündoğan has yet to accept Barcelona's terms, because it's reported that the player has doubts about whether Barcelona will be able to register his contract due to the financial fair play rule restrictions and Barcelona's need to reduce their wage bill by 200 million euros before they can sign any players. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.